What's up? It's your boy Reemus, and I'm reporting on what I've learned on the road towards mastery, towards knowledge of self, towards power, towards greatness, right? And what one thing I'm reporting on today is what I've learned from this book. It's called The Red Queen, Sex and the Evolution of Human Nature, right? And we want to understand that dynamic between the man and the woman. We want to understand the true context of this stuff, because a lot of lies are being told in media, social media, legislation, all of these things. They're lying to us. Society is lying to us. So we need to understand the truth, right? One thing I learned about this book is that, from this book, is that nurture reinforces nature and not the other way around. So right now you have this conversation in in society, basically saying, if we, gender roles can be manipulated and changed, because we are telling people, if we encourage a boy to do a certain job, we encourage a girl to play with a certain toy, we are encouraging gender roles that could easily be changed, but that's not true. Nurture is only reinforcing nature, but nurture doesn't define nature. Nature has its own code, it has its own reason, and it has its own purpose, which gives us our preference, right? So culture is only an expression of human nature, and that's what we're going to be talking about. You're being lied to right now when you're being told that gender roles do not exist, and we are just making it up and giving it to young boys and girls, so we should change it. Because if this is true, let's ask a question. If this is true and there are, gender roles can just be switched, why is it that there were never societies in which the opposites existed? Why is it there were no cultures and societies for the last hundreds of thousands of years where the men were acting like the women and the women were acting like the men? Or why weren't there wide differences when the world wasn't so connected through social media and technology? Why wasn't there any differences? Why is it the same across, if we go north, if we go south, west, east, all over the world? Generally, the roles were always the same. If it is just a made-up thing, if gender roles are a made-up thing, why is it that the culture up there, who didn't even know of the culture down here, right? Why didn't they have different roles then? Why was it always the man who was the protector and the provider, and the woman whose role was primarily to nurture and bring new life into the world? Why not? Why not the change? And this is something that I learned in this book. Nature is only reinforced by nurture. So we recreate cultural activities, cultural roles. We reinforce it, but it's only based on the natural preferences that we already have. Like a kid who's, if you look in the playground, you'll see clear differences. And the reason we'll look at kids is because they haven't had enough time for us to say we're going to infiltrate that person's head with societal programming and give them their roles. You see clearly a difference. So I say you're being lied to when you're being told that gender roles don't exist. Read books like this that actually speak on the science, the psychology of the matter, right? So let's go deeper into this, right? Certain roles that a man has, for example, he's the protector. So usually there are soldiers who are men. Do you know there's never ever been, and I didn't learn this from the book, this is another fact, but there have never been war coalitions, right, or war parties from women. Not even one, and in no society are men trying to be stay-at-home dads. That these things are new emergencies, So we talk about saying there's no gender roles, but then we're trying to switch the gender roles. But that doesn't even make sense, because if there are truly no gender roles, why are you trying to switch it? Why is it a switch that's being attempted? It doesn't make any sense. So you have to stay on your shit. You have to stay strong. You have to know that you're being lied to. You have to understand that they're just making this stuff up. Why? Because to stick to your gender role is to increase your value in nature. And if you don't listen to this stuff, then you're going to be decreasing your value in nature. And it's gonna come out and express itself through a lack of fulfillment. So that's one thing I learned from this book that I wanted to share with you, because I gotta share gems with my other winner friends, as I learn it. So if you want the truth about the dynamics between the genders, this is the place to be. Okay, check out the next video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.